Welcome to I'm Not Toxic, Just Misunderstood. I got a special guest here with me today.
Hello, everybody. It's Puff. I'm 24-year-old singer from Minnesota, and I'm here to conversate with Callie.
Hey.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when did music start for you? Like,
Ooh,
your earliest memory of you?
probably the earliest memory of me is, so my dad, he plays like a bunch of instruments. He's from South America. And he used to have this big bag of like wooden flutes that they would play. And he would just always play them around me when I was really small. So ever since I could talk, I would start singing and like doing music. So it's been in my life for like my whole life, really, since I could walk and talk.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's the earliest memory I have, probably when I was 4 years old. Him playing his instruments.
Was your
in the
dad
living room.
like ever in a band?
Yeah, he's in a band called Pachanga. It's a Latin American band, and they're based in St. Cloud. I don't know if you know where that is, but he's the only. It's funny. He's the only South American person in the band. Everybody else is white.
Really?
Yeah, he's the only Latin American, but he's in the band. Yeah, he definitely leads it, like mostly. So
Okay, is
Yeah.
the style of singing, is it in English or in
it's Spanish, Spanish and English, yeah. Because there's white guys, so they do like Spanglish, you know.
Spanglish?
Yeah,
I think Spanglish is pretty cool.
yeah, it's interesting. They're pretty popping though.
Okay.
So yeah.
So, how many languages you speak?
Two. I'm trying to get better at speaking Spanish more because when I came here, people don't really talk Spanish to me a lot for some reason. I don't know why, but like people just talk English a lot here, so you get used to speaking English. So my Spanish is kind of not good, but
Damn.
I can still speak Spanish.
Oh no, do we have a lost language here?
No. Wait, if I can have like a simple conversation, but if you start talking fast, I'll be whoa, like slow down. I
Oh,
can't.
man.
Like Puerto Rican Spanish, I can't understand it.
Oh yeah, that's what I heard about, like Spanish, right? Like in these different regions, like,
Yeah, they're
especially the
different.
islands, it's like different slangs, but somehow y'all
Yeah.
find a way to understand each other.
Just like, I don't know if it's like that like in Africa, but like they have different dialects, for different countries and stuff. And so it's like that in South America too. We have different words for different stuff. So it's like Puerto Rican Spanish different than like Mexican.
Yeah, them Puerto Ricans, they do speak fast.
Yeah, they speak
So like in West Africa overall, right? We have this thing where we take pride in our jollof. It's like this meal that's like, it's like rice with vegetables
Yeah, I've heard
and
of
all of
that.
that, right? Do y'all have that like within the Spanish culture?
I would say yeah, like each country kind of has its own like dish, but for Peru it's probably ceviche. Have you had ceviche?
No, I have not.
Yeah, it's like seafood dish. So it's marinated fish. It kind of sounds disgusting, but it's marinated in lime, and then it's served with like sides of like onion or like little, like we have dried corn that we like eat it with. So we love ceviche and empanadas. We don't really eat tacos like that. Like that's kind of more a Mexican thing. But yeah,
Does it bug
probably
you that people
ceviche.
kind of bring up taco whenever they hear like you're
Yeah, like whenever the other day I was going out the grocery store and this guy was like, "Hey, Mexican girl, little Mexican girl." I was like, "Sir, not every Hispanic person is Mexican. Like, you got to realize there's more. There's more
That is so
ethnicities."
disrespectful.
I was shocked. I turned around. I was like, mean mugged the fuck out of him. I'm like, what the hell? That's disrespectful.
Like, okay,
Wow.
I was kind of wrong with this too. When I was growing up,
Yeah.
I thought every Asian was Chinese. Am I the only person here?
No, I kind of thought like that too. Okay, when I was small, because we don't know geography when we're small.
Yeah,
like
you know,
no,
you're like, oh, this
Yeah.
Chinese boy. And like all my Asian friends, I thought it was Chinese. When we all grew up, got into
Right.
high school, I found out it was Hmong. I'm
right,
like,
right. Like damn, I was wrong the whole time. But I think people do that a lot with like people from all like that's not white. They be like, oh, you're Mexican, you're Chinese, you're
Yeah.
whatever.
I think it's the American way of things where they just like generalize everything. They don't.
Yeah.
People are very lazy in America trying to like understand other cultures.
They're not educated on it either, so kind of frustrating, but it's okay. Then you can check them a little bit, educate them.
So you was born in Peru?
No, my dad is from Peru, so I was born in Long Prairie, but I be saying like I'm from Peru, but I take pride in like being half Peruvian, so I say I'm like Peruvian because I claim that like side of me more, because it's just like I don't really like claiming the white side of myself, but yeah, my dad was born there, and then I went back there when I was 18. I graduated high school and I went back there, so I saw my family and the culture, and it was like really beautiful, and I wanted to stay there, but I couldn't stay there.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's beautiful there. I want to go back again, build a house there and stuff. So
and the weather's different.
Yeah, it'd be hot in the daytime, and then it'd be cold as fuck in the nighttime.
How ended up in Minnesota?
I don't know. Ask my parents. Why did they bring me here? I don't know why they brought me here. I think it's because my mom, her parents, they moved here, and because my grandpa was a missionary in Ecuador. So my mom, she was actually raised in Ecuador, so she wasn't raised like in America. So she's like kind of like, like they say spicy white, like she knows Spanish and stuff.
Okay.
Like she has some culture to her. She's not just a white girl, So yeah, just to let everybody know. But nah, I think my grandparents moved here, and then my mom, she wanted to be close to them, so they decided to move here. And yeah, I'm kind of upset that they decided this state, but
like the first time I met you, I thought you were from LA.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody says that. Everybody says, "Oh, you give me Cali vibes."
Yep.
And I'm like, maybe I feel like I belong in Cali. Like sometimes it's just so expensive, but I really like the
very
Cali
expensive.
Vibes. Yeah, LA vibes and stuff.
So when you went back to Peru to visit your dad, did you do any music over there with him?
Just a little bit. I didn't go in the studio because I don't really know like any studios over there, but we did music. I went to the town that my dad was born in, and it's called, what is it called? Cusco? No, not Cusco. Pisac. And it's just really like ancient like town, and it's really interesting because like the architecture there is really like ancient still. Like it still seems like kind of is back in the day, but there's other things that are more progressed over there. But there's still markets, where people go out and they buy stuff, and there's not really stores. It's like markets outside and people selling food outside. So it's really like, it really just made me feel at home because I felt like it was like back in the day almost. But one night we were at like this bonfire with my cousins, and they started doing music and singing, playing their instruments around the fire, and I thought that was really cool because they were doing the type of music we have in Peru is really different, and it just sounds really interesting to me. So I got to hear that, and yeah, just experience that. But I didn't really do any music like in the studio there, but I saw a bunch of the parades and like the music they do there for their culture. So
they like go in there, kind of like marinate you to like a different, like did it kind of take you to a different kind of like creative level where it's like with me is certain places I go, I kind of consume like what's around me, and I like just try to mix that with what I'm trying to do in life. Did it like affect you any type of way?
Yeah, definitely. It made me like closer to nature. I feel like it connected me more to nature. The music aspect, I'm trying to like figure out how to incorporate Peruvian styles of music in my music right now, but it's kind of hard because a lot of people here, they don't really know what like Peruvian music sounds like, and they don't really like, they aren't familiar with that music because our music culture is like not that popular, there, like it is in like Africa or Mexico. So I feel like I definitely want to do more of that though, like with my new sound, because after this album, I'm gonna like try to just open my music abilities to like new sounds, like Hispanic sounds. Yeah, so I'm really trying to figure out how to like get better at Spanish so I can speak Spanish, because I don't want to say something wrong, I'm gonna be like, oh,
I'll check you quick.
Yeah, because the Hispanics gonna come for me if I mess up. But nah, yeah, I definitely want to take pride in that and like incorporate that so I can bring that culture to here. Because I feel like Minnesota, like there's a lot of room for artists to bring their culture here because it's not very culturalized here. Like a lot, there's a lot of
That's
different
true.
races here, but I feel like the music scene, we can bring like that culture to like Minnesota.
Yeah, people accept things easier over here, like as far as I seen. And with your music, right? I listened to the album, and I heard
Okay.
other music before prior to the album, and what I'm getting from the song is like your music overall. You love toxic men.
No, I used to. Listen, it's easy to talk about toxic love and toxic this, toxic that. But when you're happy in a healthy relationship, it's hard to write music. Because it's like, what am I gonna, yeah, he treated me so good, blah, blah. Like, that's not interesting. Like,
That is
people
true.
want to hear that. People want to hear that unhealthy, toxic shit. Like,
Yeah,
like,
that,
come
that
on.
is
Like,
so true because like the best music, like from Keisha Cole, always
yeah,
all about
hell
like
yeah.
to the point where I'm like, damn, this lady she been through a lot.
You hear the lyrics they be singing about, yeah. They be heartbroken, but they make the best songs when they're heartbroken, I swear. Artists are like when we shine is when we get heartbroken when something bad happens. It's like we go to the studio immediately.
Yeah, you gotta let it
me.
out. That's your therapy right
So
there.
something bad gotta happen. That's how I look at it good. I like when something bad happens to me, I'm like, oh, now I can go to the studio and sing about it. You
know
know?
who have a problem with that? Like that always does it? Taylor Swift.
Oh, really? I don't listen
Oh
to her
my
music.
gosh.
I don't listen to her music. So I
That
wouldn't
lady
know.
been through so much breakup, and I feel
Oh, I
bad
bet.
about those dudes. Like it's like, man, she about to write about everything we went through.
Yeah, I don't really listen to her. I used to when I was really small, like, Romeo and Juliet, that one
Oh
song.
yeah.
That was my shit.
She-
But no, yeah.
Yeah, she usually talk. A lot of artists does it though. I like
Yeah.
this kind of music. That's my
Me
type
too.
of music. Like,
It has a lot of emotions too in it. Like, you could feel like the emotions and stuff. It just comes through the music. But when you're happy, like I like happy songs, like Erica Badu and Lauryn Hill and stuff. I want to get to writing more of that type of music, like neo soul music. I think that's really like good to write about too. But I just need to get better at writing too in general, just about other subjects. So
okay,
Yeah.
because with other subject come with experience. Have you been in a healthy relationship where it's just like, and how long
Well-
was it? Because some of our healthy relationship be 2 weeks, and it's the honeymoon stage.
Yeah. No, I feel like when I was younger, I was like kind of naive and more, I would say, naive and dumb. Like I would fall for stuff easy, and I would just it would get toxic really fast because when you move really fast with somebody, like it ends up kind of crashing, like if you just don't take it slow. So I feel like in my past years, like my last relationship was 3 years ago, so I feel like that was like a different person.
Whoa. You haven't been in a relationship
No,
for 3 years.
I haven't. I've been
Oh my
single.
God.
Yes, I've been single for 3 years. I've been in, situations, but not like real like relationship. So I feel like 3 years ago, that was a different person, kind of like I'm still the same person, but I'm just have different ways of like living life now. So now I'm more like within the time I'm single now still, but I'm just working on myself, like loving myself and elevating myself, you know,
Hey.
and just learning what is good and what is bad and what I like, what I don't like. So the next time I do have a relationship, it's not like, those past ones where it's toxic and it's just not good all around. So like the next relationship I want to be in, I want it to be healthy, and I feel like I'm on the road to do that right now because I'm kind of seeing something right now and it's
Okay.
going really good. So like I feel like it's definitely, I'm gonna make some new music that's like not toxic, like I'm gonna make some happy shit now. So yeah,
Like the
I like
reason
him.
why I made this podcast, right? Like
Yeah.
the whole name, I'm not toxic, just misunderstood. It's like overall, people like who come in encounter with you, they might feel like certain things you do is toxic, but when you start explaining it, it's like, yo, you just don't understand me. This what I've
Yeah.
been through. Things that I have seen and made me walk a certain way and just look at things a certain way. With you, with the things that you've been through, like, what does it take for a man to be in a relationship with you right now?
He kind of got to be a little obsessed with me, Cat.
Man.
Like, not obsessed, but just really communication's really big one for me. Like, cause I have like my exes, they wouldn't be good at communicating, and they would just be doing toxic shit. So I see when somebody's doing something weird. So like, I just like a man that is gonna make me feel like soft and just safe in his presence and
You ain't trying to argue no more, huh?
No, I'm not trying to argue. I like having, like, if a conflict comes up, it's a green flag if we can just talk about it, like just talk it through like adults, because we're grown now. Like, I'm 24, so it's like I'm not 20 no more. So I feel like that's really key, is communication is like the biggest one, and also just being like honest with your partner, like with everything. But yeah, just somebody who can make me laugh. You gotta be handsome, of course. Gotta be honest shit. I like a guy that goes to the gym, so I feel like the person.
What do you mean by on his shit?
Like, he's a grinder, because I'm a grinder too. Like, I have like multiple jobs, multiple side hustles, so I feel like at this age we're at, we should be doing that, And if you're not in a good position right now, then I can't fuck with you. I'm sorry. Like, if you live with your mom, you don't have a car, I'm not fucking with you. I'm sorry. I'm not taking care of nobody. I'm not nobody's mother. Okay, so.
Okay. Quick question. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. You don't want a man that's living with his mother.
Yeah.
What if he's like living with his mother? He's working on himself.
Like, is he paying part of the rent, or is he like, is he just
But
living
Mom said
there?
he can stay in the
Or
crib.
he's like, are you saying, he got debt, or he's working on like
He's
just
working
getting in
on,
a better
probably
place?
trying to start a business. He's
I don't know, honestly. Okay, like, it really depends on the person. Like, if you're a really like outstanding, like, hardworking person, I see you're working, I see you're grinding, trying to get in a better spot, and you're living with your mom just temporarily. Like, not for something like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna live with my mom for like the rest of my life, then maybe, yeah, but that's not ideal for me. Like, because I have my own crib, and I feel like that's just my standard. Like, I want somebody on that same level,
Do you have an income level where it's just like, this is where, because do you believe a job is a job, or is this like, you got to be making a certain type of money for me to like respect where you're at?
Okay, I feel like, if you work at Burger King and McDonald's, I'm not dating you, but I'm sorry. Unless you're like the corporate manager or something, like, but no, but if you're like, I don't have like a set income, like, oh yeah, lay out a paper when we go on our first date. You gotta make this much to date me, otherwise you can't date me. No, I'm not like that. It's just, if you're working, you have a 9 to 5, that's fine. You don't have to be a manager, but it's attractive when a guy is like in a position of power more, like he's a leader. Like, I like a guy like that. So I wouldn't have set income for anybody that I date. Like, that's kind of I'm not a gold digger like that,
It don't have to be a gold digger. It's just like,
okay, like standards,
your lifestyle,
like,
right?
Right, yeah.
And you don't want something where it's just like, yo, I'm making this much money and this person's coming in and this is like, I know you can do better, but you're just like, in that position where it's just like, I'm comfortable.
Yeah, I want somebody to be pushing themselves, like, for sure. So if you have like just a regular job where you're working, you got to be doing something else, like, too, like where you're trying to either like build a business or just do something more, than just being comfortable with where you're at. Because I'm always working to be better, so I want somebody like that, So yeah, no set income though.
That's a good way of thinking, because I think nowadays a lot of women have this idea of a man come in my life, you're gonna take care of everything, even though they're making money, but they have that whole mindset where it's just like, yo, you got to take care of me. but what are you doing? Like, how are you? If a man come in your life right now, right? What is his responsibility towards you?
His responsibility towards me is not to pay any of my bills. I'm not like that. I don't require that, like, to date me. So just to take care of my emotions first, like be communicative, be loving, be kind, be respectful, take care of my mental, and be like considerate of me as a person. And also, you know, take me out on dates sometimes, like maybe every weekend or every other weekend. You know, I like getting treated good. So yeah, I wouldn't say take care of any bills. I'm not like that. Or you got to pay my rent, you got to pay my car note, because I can do that myself. And if we get to that point where I feel like I can ask you for something like that, then, you know, he's going to do it. But first, the most important thing is to make sure that he's taking care of your mind and your heart, not just money.
That's deep.
So, yeah,
That's
because
deep.
money is just surface level. Like, you can only go so far with money. You can't buy a person's love. You can't buy a person's, you know, well-being. So I feel like that's way more important than, like, buying, like, paying for her hair and nails and stuff. That's nice or whatever, but if we fight and you cheating, like, no, like, that's gonna hurt worse, you know?
That's fact.
So it's just like, yeah, don't gotta pay my rent right at first. It'll be nice, you know, but
If you can't do so, but I'm not
Yeah.
asking for it.
nah, yeah, I feel like this come first and this come first. So
At what
Yeah.
point in life that you sat down and you're like, the place that I'm at right now, like overall relationship, you know, life, I need to do better. Cause I feel like sometimes we get conditioned, like you said, 3 years you was with that person, right?
yeah,
We get conditioned to a certain type of lifestyle, and we make excuses for the person.
Yeah.
And make excuses for ourselves too as well. Like, when did you stop making excuses and you're like, yo, I got to do better?
probably when I got out of my relationship is like that first step I took I started going to the gym. That's really what helped me, like, push me out of that mental state of, okay, I'm just gonna lay around and not do anything. Because I used to wake up and smoke. Like, that's the first thing I used to do. And I wouldn't really eat that much. I used to be super skinny, like way skinnier than I am. Like, so when I started going to the gym and, like, just showing up for myself in little ways, it started building and building and building more and more. And then when I started seeing, like, physical results in the gym, I applied that to other things in my life. Like, okay, I have to put the work in, you know, to see results. So I feel like when I got out of that relationship, it slowly, like, just started going up like this. Like, so yeah, that really pushed me. Like, it was a blessing in disguise, because at first, when I got out of that relationship, I was just lost. Like, I felt like I was, because that person, you know, I knew him for a long time, and I felt like that was like my life. And then when it ended, I didn't know how to deal with it. So luckily, you know, I progressed over time and I found myself. And now I'm better
That's
than
deep.
ever.
You found yourself.
Yeah, and I'm better than ever now. And, like, I realized that we weren't ready for a relationship, like, when we were in one.
How
and
old
that's
was
why
y'all?
it didn't work.
When you started?
It started right out of high school, so like 18 to like 21, 22 or something. Not 21. So
I
yeah,
would say those are the worst time to get in a relationship.
Literally.
It's just like
Don't do that.
16 and 18. Don't touch those ages.
No,
Just
yeah,
go on
'cause
like
you're
with your
naive,
life.
you're dumb. Like, no, don't. Just love yourself. Please don't date nobody. But
That is scary.
yeah, but you know, when you're out of high school, like, when you're in high school and you fall in love, or like you find somebody you really like, it's so intense. Like, you remember when you're in high school, you got your first girlfriend, your first love,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you were just so in love. Like, you were like, I'm gonna marry this person. Like, sometimes I remember when I got in my first relationship, like, whenever I left, like, I left from hanging out with him, I would feel sick. Like, I would literally, like, I
Damn.
would feel, like, empty. And I would be like, what the fuck? Like, and I thought it was normal. No, that's not normal. That's not normal.
Because you invest so much into this person. Like you are my life.
Literally, like, you don't see nothing else but them. Literally. So, nah, but that age is definitely when you're vulnerable and just
How was your
kind of
first
dumb a little bit.
How was your first heartbreak? How did it feel?
Oh, it felt horrible. I felt like my heart was literally breaking, like inside physically. Somebody was
How
tearing
was
my
it
shit
created?
apart.
Like, was it a breakup? Caught the person cheating?
Um,
They like how?
we were in like a long distance relationship. He actually lived here. Well, he lived in Blaine. I lived in Long Prairie, so we were 2 hours away from each other. And that was my first love. Like,
Girl, that's not long distance. That's 2 hours away.
okay, yeah, but I didn't have a car and anything,
Okay,
so I
oh
couldn't
yeah,
like
and
go. I had to ask my mom. Mom, can you drive me to see my boyfriend? Like, no. So that was a long distance relationship. But nah,
This like high school or what?
yeah, it was in high school. It was in high school. It was my first real relationship, and nah, we were locked in like this. But then, you know, as time progressed, you kind of get tired of each other a little bit. You kind of stop communicating like as well because we're in high school. We don't know how to like communicate like adults and stuff. And then I think I was Snapchatting somebody like when I was on vacation, and somebody found out, like one of his friends found out, and like he told him, and then he broke up with me.
Oh man.
Yeah, I
Damn.
I was a problem in that one, but
We need to bring him on the show so he can tell us why he's toxic right now. Fuck, you make somebody toxic out there.
Nah, but I can't. It was so long ago. Like it was just.
You owe this man an apology, huh?
Yeah, look.
Do you want to tell him sorry or not?
No. Listen, he has a new girlfriend now. He's happy, I think.
But
hopefully.
those things hit though.
Yeah. It was
That's
some Snapchat shit. It wasn't no like I went out and cheated on him. Like
the first girl that broke up with me, to this day, it still hurt my heart. I don't care about that human being, but it still hurt my heart. That was the worst pain.
Oh my god!
Ever.
But you broke her heart though.
Well, okay, she broke up with me.
Oh, she broke up with you.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
It was like, okay, I dated. This is a crazy story. First day of school, I believe it was.
Let me find out you ain't shit, Callie. No, just playing. Okay.
So it was 8th grade year, first day of school. You know, all the homies would meet up and we're like, "Yo, this girl in this class, she's fine. That's the girl I want." You know, we kind of make up our mind and we're like, "This the girl I'm gonna go after."
Yeah.
So my homies and I, we in the gym, and I'm like, "Yeah, there's this girl in my class. I'm gonna ask her out tomorrow." You know, in middle school, you ask people out like instantly. You don't even know this person from.
Will you go out with me?
And next day, y'all sitting by each other holding hands in the hallway. So I told my homeboy who I liked, and then we all standing, and then she walked by with her friend. Then my homeboy like, "Yo, that's the girl I'm talking about." I'm like, "Yo, that's the girl I'm talking about." So we both like stuck, and he had class with her first before I did. So he went, asked her out the next day. They became boyfriend and girlfriends. We sitting at the lunch table. I see them walking to the table. I'm like, "Dang it."
Damn.
He got her. And I believe it was like 2 weeks after they broke up, like over some arguing and stuff like that. And then, hey, it's my turn. She and I started.
My turn is crazy, but yeah, go off.
She and I started dating, and it was like during winter break or something, right?
Yeah.
We used to talk on the phone every day.
Oh my god, I remember those
Oh
days.
my gosh, you know how your mom be on the side like,
You
"Get
be
off
on the whole
phone."
phone, then she pick up the other line. You're like, oh, you hang up.
And mind you, we didn't talk about that much stuff.
Right.
So a day or two, she like we were talking, she'd be very tired. I made a joke. I said, this was very stupid. I'm like, "Are you pregnant or something?" She ain't called me back at all that whole break.
Oh.
She like, I'm connected to this person. This is my wife, you know?
Right.
This is who I want to marry now. Like, 8th grade me has set up our whole plan, how many kids we're going to have, where we're going to live and everything.
I'm sad.
This way it hurt, right? Went back to school after winter break. I didn't see her the whole day, right? I'm walking through the hallway, going to the bus. This girl is making out with another man.
Oh.
I'm like,
wait. So did she break up with you before that?
She didn't break up with me. She didn't say nothing.
Oh wow. Oh wow. I know that's sort of your villain era.
Her name is Ariana. I have to say your name, Ariana. You hurt me. To this day, it still hurt my heart.
That is petty. Like,
It was the worst thing. She was making out with him. I'm like,
oh my God.
like she never called me or anything. So to this day, that stuff still hurt me.
That would hurt me too if somebody did me like that. Yeah.
So
definitely,
that's how he probably felt. It wasn't anything,
right?
But
it's emotional cheating. It's emotional cheating though. Like there's different forms of,
like after
cheating,
that, have y'all seen each other anywhere?
Yeah, but nothing like we wouldn't hang out or anything. Like I would see him maybe at my hometown because he's there sometimes. But it'd be really awkward when I see him. I'll just be like, "What's up?" Like, don't really know you no more.
Like what you did was not that bad. I'm not gonna lie. It's not.
No.
It wasn't that bad. But at that age, it's really bad. It's like the
yeah,
betrayal.
I know that feeling. Yeah.
Like so when your first song you ever made in the studio, what song was it?
It was called Bliss, I think. It's on SoundCloud. And it's about when I used to write, like when I first started writing, I would just write about random stuff. So my songs would kind of be all over the place. But yeah, it wasn't really about love. It was kind of about love, kind of not about love, but it was just kind of like random lyrics.
How old was you?
Like I was let me see, 19, 20 years old. I think. Yeah.
And like growing up, what type of artist was you listening to that you were like, yo, this is the dopest artist in the world?
Probably like Bryson Tiller, Kalani, Janae Aiko, Party Next Door. I used to listen to a lot of old people too, like Michael Jackson and Beyonce. Not Beyonce, she's not old, but like, stuff like that. I listened to a lot of different stuff. But, oh my God, do you remember Mindless Behavior? Do you know that band? I used to listen to them so much. And the other day, some meme popped up that was like, everybody acts so grown now, but when I was your age, I tried to learn mindless behaviors, dances in my room, and that was literally me. Yes, I used to watch the music videos and be like trying to memorize the dance moves. Like, oh my God, Princeton to this day, he's fine. Like he's fine. Like, I'm sorry, babe, but he's fine. Like I'm sorry.
That group was hot though. They had like 3 good songs on the radio that just kept on being spin.
I gotta see her travel.
I saw a documentary on them recently of how the group kind of broke up. The lead singer, he said it wasn't getting paid that much, like, and it was like whoever, like when they're that young, their parents kind of give like guidance to whoever is managing them. They move in with them and stuff. He said he was getting beat if he didn't do this or. What's the lead singer name? I really don't know all of that name.
It was like Rock Royal Prodigy.
Prodigy, right?
I think that's his name. But he was a lead singer, and I kind of got like, now that I watched a music video the other day just because I was thinking about it, and I'm like, these boys they're really good dancers, but I feel like I had this weird feeling like I know their management took advantage of them because they're so young, like, so yeah, but they were really talented.
And that's the whole thing with the music industry, right?
Yeah.
With you going into that industry, how are you going about things with not getting like screwed over?
Well, I'm actually looking for a manager right now, so let me know if you're a manager for artists because I'm looking for one. But I kind of just
so you've been doing everything on yourself?
Yeah, I do everything by myself basically. I have like some people that help me a little bit like with things, but I do everything basically by myself. But I kind of can tell when somebody's trying to like take advantage or they have weird vibes. I just have good intuition, so it's kind of easy for me to spot out the bad ones. So
if management come in and they try to change your style a little bit, what are things that you wouldn't let them touch about you as an artist?
Probably like I want to kind of stay a little bit, not too out there, like promiscuous, because like Sexy Red and stuff like that. All power to them, they're dope, but that's just not me as a person. Like I wouldn't make music like that. I wouldn't like really, I'm not a rapper, I'm a singer, but I wouldn't really sing about like raunchy stuff like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to be like too much like sexualized like in the music industry, because that's kind of a lot of what they do with women, because it gets people attention, obviously. But no, I just want to stay true to myself, like to my sound. Just keep that mysterious vibe kind of going and kind of be more feminine, you know?
That's always been my problem with female music as in whole. Like I remember growing up and listening to Nicki Minaj the first time I heard her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just overall from who she were as an artist, I was like, damn, she can rap. But like, you know, back then it wasn't like when you listen to her song, it wouldn't like show you pictures of the person and all of those things and stuff like that. So you just listen to the music.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing like other things that were like, but they were just pushing like the sex on you, the sex appeal on you, and it take the focus off the artist, and that's why you see a lot of these artists, they get older and people kind of they get missing because it's like, well, we can't sell what we were selling before, because you really wasn't promoting the music like that, and it's sad that they do that to women.
It is sad, but it's kind of like hard to like separate them being free and like who they are, and then them like the label trying to push this narrative onto them and like onto the public eye. But I feel like definitely the label has a lot to do with them trying to just promote being really sexual and like out there, especially right now, like young kids are singing that, like,
and that's the sad thing.
It's bad. Like that's not how I want my kids to be like raised, hearing that, because now that I'm grown, I understand why that's important. When I was younger, I'd be like, I don't care, like, it doesn't matter. But nah, definitely that's important, like, to not promote that. But it's kind of a hard conversation to have. But, I just don't really agree with some things like that, so.
Yeah, like when you set that foundation, especially the space that you're in right now, setting these foundation and getting, like, with your core fans, those are the people that are really going to hold you up, because at the end of the day, you get signed to a major label, right? And they try to like sell you a certain way. Your foundation fans always going to look at you how how you started, but they going to say stuff and be like, yo, why you doing that, why you doing this? But they are listening to the music. They're not going off like all the antics around what they're trying to sell and stuff like that.
Yeah, I want to make like being feminine and like kind of more not reserved, but a little bit reserved, like like a trend again, like not really being so out there like with your body, and because your body is a temple, like especially like for women especially, and I feel like women need to be raised like hearing that more, and not like what's that line? Sexy red sauce.
They had a gun to my head right now to tell me that sexy red said. I can't even remember.
No, girl, you don't need to see shit in a thong. Like, you pretty in that dress like that. Yeah. You don't need to do all that. I'm sorry. You're beautiful. Like,
man, it's crazy though.
I swear.
It's bad. It is bad. And they don't know the people they're affecting. It's a lot of kids that listen to these music nowadays, and it's just going left.
It's deeper than just the music too. Like, when kids hear that, they get raised hearing that, and they start acting upon it. Like, kids younger and younger and younger having sex now, like at younger ages, and then that leads to earlier people getting pregnant and stuff, and raising kids earlier and earlier ages and stuff, and then they don't know how to raise their kids, and then their kids are listening to, and it's just like a cycle, like a toxic cycle.
That is
so it's just
true. So the album was 23 minutes long. How many songs was on it? Was it like...
It was 9.
9 songs? So 23 minutes long, 9 songs. The songs are very short, in my opinion.
They are.
Music are getting shorter nowadays.
Yeah.
And it kind of hurt my heart sometimes. Like when I listened to, I believe it was Summer Walker, her album, and it's like, damn. What's that song? Throw Away My Love Letters.
Yeah, it make me feel better.
Yeah, there you go. That song hurt my heart, because I'm like, why is this song so short? And why did you record it like this? You could have did a whole better job. And like, what's your thought process when you're writing these songs? Are you like just like, okay, this how I feel, and I don't want to carry on too long and just take that feeling, or
I feel like the reason my songs aren't longer is because sometimes I have writer's block, so I won't know what else to write. Like, but sometimes I want to make my songs longer. Like, I want to, like Frank Ocean, he makes long songs, and I want to create like art like that now. Figure out how to do that. It's just I don't really know how to, and I just need to practice it more. So when I'm writing about something, it's just only goes so far, So. But I definitely want to make my songs like longer, just a little bit longer.
okay. Overall, I love the album.
Thank you.
I listened to it on my way to work once, and I was like, "Man, this is pretty smooth. This is something I can actually listen to over and over." And when you was making this album, what was something that kind of like motivated you more? Like, other artists, they'll go like, well, I went through this and this is what I'm going to write this album on. Or was it just a vibe for you?
Well, I feel like a lot of the songs I made kind of in different times, so I didn't make it all at once. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to write this album and then write all of it. I kind of wrote it in chunks. So part of the songs I wrote maybe a year ago even. So it's kind of, some of them are older, some of them are newer. But my motivation behind the album was kind of just like, at first, it's kind of sad in the beginning. Like, the songs are a little bit slower and more like the lyrics are kind of more like, oh, I'm hurt, I'm sad, I gotta choose myself. Like that one song, Choose Myself. And then it leads up to like more hype and more just loving myself and like finding good people and good energy. And the last song, Timeless Energy, it like kind of just summarizes the whole like journey of me like finding myself as a person ever since I got heartbroken, and then just growing like throughout the years. So I felt like that was the title New Moon is just like I'm like new, like I'm reborn again. So it's just that journey.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
So next album, you're going to go back to your roots. You're going to add some things. I can't wait to hear that.
Me too. Yeah.
I love like when people incorporate their culture inside of their music and just try to give us a whole new vibe and stuff like that. Like the album, like I can't say much about the album because one thing about me is it's like I'm really picky about music.
Yeah.
So when I heard his album, I was like, okay, this gotta hit me. This gotta hit me. Oh, I was like, oh shit, it hit me. The second song hit me. And I was like, okay, then I can vibe with it and keep going and stuff like that. Because I can pick through the music and see like how the person is feeling, what they're going through, and like what they like. Like I said, you like Toxic Man. That's good that you don't like Toxic Man no more.
Yeah.
But I hope like you don't get into that feeling. Like one thing about liking something and then trying to change and say, oh, this is something I like.
Yeah.
You let's say you find a good man, he treats you a certain way and stuff like that. You start missing like those toxic behavior. I hope you don't get to those point where you're like, damn, this man
Me
boring.
neither. Because
I gotta get out of here.
The other day, like he said something to me, and I was just like, I was gonna snap on him, but then I was like, nah, because I kind of like arguing a little bit. I'm not gonna cap. Like I kind of like a little good argument, And it's like a debate. Like I like that. It's competition, but sometimes it's not good, and I need to stray away from that. But no, I don't think I'll go back to it. Yeah, but it is fun though, sometimes.
It is fun. And then you kind of, things get boring and you're like, oh, snap. Yeah. But I like this. I want this. But then again.
Nah, definitely try to keep it healthy, but, good balance,
Well, overall, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
The album is dope, and you want to tell them where they can get the album? And
yes, everybody. So again, my name is Puff, Puff. You can find me on all platforms: SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, anything. Just Puff, and then my new album is called New Moon. So go stream it.
And let everybody know, are you toxic or are you just misunderstood?
I'm just misunderstood, y'all.
Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. You heard it here first. She's just misunderstood. She's
Yes,
not
sir.
toxic.
Nope.